The following podcast contains mature subject matter, adult themes, and may also contain profanity. You have been warned.
Well, hey everyone. God, it's good to see you back
God,
again.
It's like we just talked.
I know, eh? This is our bonus episode commemorating our 1 year, our first whole year
Absolutely.
of podcasting. I think this, the episode we just recorded, that'll be episode 55 if memory serves. Plus, we've done I don't know, I think this will be about our 6th bonus.
Yeah.
Dude, we is busy.
He's busy.
I don't know, whatever. So thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yeah.
Those of you who follow us on socials, you will have seen our request for any questions you may have about our podcast.
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't see it on socials, you should go to our socials and follow.
Yeah.
We
We
like
get
being
questions
followed.
every now and again just throughout the year and stuff, people asking us stuff. So we've put together a series of questions that you guys have asked us, and we're going to have some fun with it.
What she
We're
said.
going to keep this fun and light and
Happening.
and happening.
Because it is the celebration of the birth of Queen Victoria.
Yes, it is.
Do you know why we celebrate that?
Please tell me.
Because she was the queen when Canada became country.
Right.
Dig?
I dig.
And she's renowned for her line, whether she ever actually said it or not, is, "We are not amused." It's a great line. I think it all the time.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't usually say it. Sometimes I do. But I am frequently unamused by stuff.
Really?
Yeah, aren't you? Yeah, so anyway, that's Mel. Hi, Mel.
Hi. That's Rod.
I'm Rod. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, let's just... I have a story to tell you first.
Do
Before we
you?
jump into this. This
Okay.
happened this weekend. Remember we talked in the other episode about our weekends, and I totally forgot to mention this. I was at Piper's, of course, to watch the game Friday night, and I was there early to get our table. So the table wasn't available yet. There was somebody sitting there. No big deal. I sat up at the bar and was having a beer. And you know what a shepherd is?
Yeah.
Well, how would you define a shepherd?
A dog.
No, silly, not a dog. Like the job of being a shepherd.
Like someone to look after sheep?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever, right? Or aminals,
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
A dog. Jesus. Morning, Rove. Morning, Sam. Anyways, this dude was sitting beside me and we started chit-chatting, just light chatting. He's a shepherd. Who knew they even
That's
existed?
like a real thing?
A shepherd,
like
apparently.
here?
Yeah, like I knew they existed, in some other parts of the
Sure,
world, but
yeah.
I had just never thought,
Interesting.
considered that we would have them here, right? Anyways, he was a pretty interesting guy, but he has all these problems. Like you said, he looks after sheep. He has all these problems with the herd.
Okay.
Like I know even know what he's talking about. Like I know what a sheep looks like, and
Yeah.
I've eaten lamb.
How they sound and
Yes.
yeah.
And but he just kept going on and on and on. Like, I'm not kidding. And I didn't want to be rude, right? Because the guy was like, obviously need to talk to somebody, and I'm like, I sympathize, man, but this sounds like a you problem.
Right. Yeah.
Get it?
Yes, I
A
got
you
it.
problem?
Yes. a
EWE?
you problem. I got it.
Damn, what a tough rim. That was brilliant delivery.
Wow.
You guys all suck. Except for you listeners. When I say you all, I mean Mel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Anyway.
Yes.
Oh,
What?
yes. No, sorry. Let's get into the
What?
questions.
Oh
Okay,
my God,
stop.
get your stuff together.
Look who's talking. Where's your tripod? Yeah, you suck.
It's the missing tripod
Yeah,
case.
dude.
If
I know.
anybody knows where my tripod
It's like a
is,
Nancy Drew, the case of the
please
missing
let me
tripod.
know.
Mel Drew.
I lost it. I don't know where it is, and I've looked everywhere. I keep looking around Rod's place.
Clearly, you have not looked everywhere, or you would have found it. Because it's somewhere.
I Don't know where.
Have you tried Greenland?
No, I should go.
Actually, better to do it alphabetically.
Really?
Wow. That way you don't miss where you went.
Okay.
Anyway, let's move along to our questions. I can't help you about your tripod. I tried, but it's not happening. So we actually had 2 people ask the same question.
Okay.
One of them I know. That is my friend Scott Finlay, who lives in South Korea. And if you put it together, no, you're right. Finlay is not a Korean name. He is actually originally from around here, Milton, to be in fact. But we also asked pretty much the identical question from Jess in Lethbridge, Alberta.
Okay.
So, this is what Scott wrote, but Jess's question is built in here, all right? You guys have a great rapport. Thank you. I was wondering how long you have known each other and how did you meet? Want to tell them?
Wow.
I know where.
How long?
Oh, I don't know about that part. But I know where we met.
Yes. Well, it's probably been 10 years?
No. 10?
Probably.
Have you even been coming out that long? No.
Yes. No. Actually,
Well, I'm a little confused with the yes, no.
I'm thinking of the age of my kids and when I met my friend Heather and when we started going to bingo, because that's who I would normally go with.
We communicated a great deal during COVID, because I remember you sent me the
did.
video of the bees having sex.
Right. Right, on my son's window.
Yeah. Dirty buggers. But so
yeah.
it's been for sure 6 years.
At least. I think it's been more than that.
Well, we'll investigate.
Yeah,
But we met at bingo.
we did.
Yeah. So
Yes.
the Lions Club that I belong to, I started a bingo about 13 years ago as a fundraiser. And I learned about bingo when I was teaching up north. Like, obviously, I knew bingo existed before then, but like how to operate one, from a bureaucratic standpoint. So when I moved back down here, I introduced it to our club, and we've been doing it ever since. And so, yeah, that's where Mel and I met, was at bingo.
It was.
Mm.
That sounds ridiculous when you say it like that.
It does
but
kind of,
yeah.
doesn't it?
But here we are.
And then he's like, yeah, seeing as you two are different ages, Rod, I believe, is now in his 70s. Yeah, a pox on your house, Finlay. While Mel is early 30s, you're so far off.
I will accept that.
Yeah, you will, even though it's absolutely a lie. So I take it you weren't in elementary school together. No,
you were not.
Quite right. And in fact, Mel originally hails from The Rock, a.k.a. Newfoundland. Mm-hmm. I am right from here, southwestern Ontario, Waterloo region, Waterloo County, then born and bred. Actually, my family's been here since the late 1700s.
Right.
So, yeah, man, plugged in, yeah. So that question, was from Scott and Jess.
Yeah, thank you.
Second, thanks, guys. The second question is also from Scott. Who came up with this idea, Absurd Stories, for a podcast, and why Absurd Stories? Knowing Rod, if I had to guess what kind of podcast he'd do, it would have been something like politics or pop culture. Absurd Stories would have been on the list, but not at number 1. Well, I'll answer the second part first. Politics, no chance.
Right. That's a heavy topic, too, and that's not something that we wanted.
Well, and there's a lot of political podcasts.
There is.
Yeah. And quite honestly, this is my perspective only. I don't feel like doing all the research. No, I don't mean that Mel wouldn't do any, but I mean doing all the research that would be necessary to be even more informed than I am. And I do consider myself to be politically informed.
Yeah.
But honestly, people don't listen anymore.
No, it's heavy, and we just kind of wanted something a little more fun and light. And
100%.
something that may not be as common either. Like, I know that there's a lot of true crime stuff.
Oh,
which,
God, yeah.
I mean, we kind of touch on that too, but that's not.
And
the
we
sole
both
basis.
enjoy true crime.
Yeah, and that's not what we actually,
Yeah. Well, I guess we didn't want to be too limiting.
No.
In a way,
no,
too.
and that's absurd can capture so many different things.
And as it does in our stories.
Yeah.
Some very light, even comical and fanciful stuff to some stuff that you're like, what the hell is going on? Like,
Yeah.
when's the asteroid coming to take us out? Because this shit is wrong. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that, I think I'm right in saying that was my idea, the subject matter.
Sure.
And in fact, nobody asked this, and I can understand why, but I had originally asked Mel to co-host with me a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she thought about it at quite a great length, and then initially decided that no, she didn't have the time or what have you.
And that was during COVID.
That was, late in the end of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you approached me about a year and a half ago and said, are you still looking for somebody?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, like, perfect. Like, I had a couple other people in mind, and one in particular would also be very good. And we may even have her on the show sometime. But no, Mel's it, man. She's the co-hostess with the mostesses.
Woohoo!
Ghostesses.
I pass.
Oh, you more than pass. Yeah, you're ahead of the class, eh?
Ooh, that rhymed.
What part? Oh, you more than pass? You're ahead of the class?
Yeah.
God. Why am I not writing songs?
You
All right.
Yeah.
Next one is from Shane in Winkler, Manitoba. I wonder if that's where Henry's from.
Oh, God.
Get it?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah. What show is Henry
The
Winkler in?
Fonz.
Yes, but right. God, I'm impressed you know that one. That wasn't the one I thought you would say.
Oh.
Because he's also the
into it?
really shitty lawyer in Arrested Development.
Oh, see, and I never watched
Oh,
Development. No, I never ever got into it.
Oh, dude, you need to
I
rethink
should.
that.
I've had a few people say that to me. So
Because it is
I will
literally
have to.
absurdist humor.
Yeah? Okay.
Right? Oh, yeah, man.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
all right.
I might watch it again. Shane from Winkler, Manitoba, not the home of Henry Winkler, asks us, where do you record and how much production do you do? As in, like, how do you figure out how long your episodes are going to be? So we record at my place here in Waterloo, and we're looking at each other right now across our microphones and table. And to my left, her right, is my balcony and the outside with a big blue sky. Yeah. I have no idea why I said it that way.
Yeah, well.
And I'm all hopped up on coffee and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Production-wise, not really. Like, we get our own stories. Just before we record, we tell each other what our story is about, but just very briefly.
Yeah.
We don't go into any kind of detail because we want to capture any reactions organically, if you
Yes.
will,
Yeah.
naturally. As for length, no, we each do 2 stories, and we have our preamble ahead of time. So it's, it varies.
Yep, it
You
can
know,
vary, but when we come with stories, we kind of know how long they should or should not be, and
Yeah.
we can kind of
That's
work around that. So
Yeah, and
yeah, it's all organic.
And when we're
however long it
finding
takes.
stories, we know, like, okay, that's way too short or way too
Yep.
long,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good question, Shane. Yeah, Shane. Ooh-wee. Okay, so next one is from Amanda. From right here in Waterloo. Wonder if her last name is Hug and Kiss. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
When Bart calls Moe's Tavern.
Yes, Amanda Hug and Kiss. I was trying to think where it was from, but I know I've heard it.
Yeah, I'm looking for Amanda Hug and Kiss. All right, just a second. All right. She asks, her last name is not Hug and Kiss. What is your favorite? Oh, no, yeah, you guys really like wings and beer. Well, guilty as charged.
Yes, we do.
What is your favorite pub?
Ooh.
I know. This is a tough one.
That is a tough one because it also, like, I know she's referencing wings, but it also depends on what I want, what I'm
Absolutely.
in the mood for.
Yep.
Like, I know Piper's is high on our list.
Yep.
Because you're there far more than I am, but that's usually where we go after we record.
It's true.
Yeah,
And their food is good.
it is good.
It's
Yes.
good value. They have a
Yes.
big menu, and I'm not sitting here extolling their virtues for that reason. This is
No.
why they're one of our favorites.
Right.
And we know the staff. They treat us well.
Yep.
A personal one for me, although they took our poster down, or somebody did. Strikers.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I love their wings. Their fish and chips are outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
And Rod likes some fish.
Their nachos are good.
Oh, yeah, right.
It was massive.
Yes.
Remember that? Oh, my gosh. It was on
yeah.
a giant cookie sheet.
Yeah, it's like $10. It's ridiculous.
it was
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Tuesday nights. But,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I like Morty's wings a lot, too. I like the Duke of Wellington.
See, and I like, now it's not classified as a pub, but more brewery, is Rural Roots in Elmira.
Well, that's a pub.
And
that's
they
a pub.
have amazing wings. and
Yes.
amazing pizza.
I have only had their wings once,
Yeah.
and I did quite like
good.
them. I need to
Very
go
good.
there again.
Yes, you should.
Yes, I should.
Wow.
But we like, no, we're pretty open, dude. We like lots of stuff, eh?
Yeah.
Not an unrelated question. This one comes from Heather K.
Mm-hmm.
That's Kay in Toronto. Not Toronto. Toronto.
Toronto.
She asks us, what toppings would be on your perfect pizza? You want to go for it? Do you know? Because I can do mine.
Oh, I'm a loser.
You're a loser? Yeah,
and I
obviously.
like veggie. I like veggie pizzas.
Well, that doesn't make you a loser.
I'm not a big like ham, sausage, bacon, all that garbage. I
so
don't
meat,
like
you're
that.
yeah. In other words, meat. You're
but
anti-meat.
I was going to continue my thought.
Oh, how rude!
Where chicken, I don't mind,
You're
but
an
I don't
abomination.
like the other crap.
Chicken.
Yeah, I enjoy chicken. But if I was to go in and get a slice, it would be veggie.
Yeah. Eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What
I
kind
would
of
say
veggies do you want?
mushroom,
Okay. Yeah. Trying to
green
vegetable.
peppers, and like tomatoes.
Yeah.
Maybe throw some jalapenos on there.
Okay. You can have whatever you want.
And I like
You're not limited to 3 toppings here.
I like more of a cream based topping.
Right.
Or
Like an Alfredo.
yeah.
Gotta get that with the chicken. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I've learned to love it. Let's
I don't
put it that
hate
way.
it.
I used to hate it, but now
Yeah.
I'm like, it's all right.
Like I would
Sorry.
never order it ever. But
No,
if
I
somebody's like, "Can we get pineapple?" Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. I don't
I'm not
care.
going to say no.
Yeah. So mine would be pretty much the opposite of yours. It would be pepperoni, and that would be cap and charred pepperoni. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
So if I make a pizza, which I'm going to do tonight,
Sweet. Where's mine?
you see, did you notice the future verb tense I used there? So you take the pepperoni, lay it on a cookie sheet, put it in the hot oven for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Till it starts to curl a little bit.
Yeah.
Take it out, put it on paper towel, get the oil off, then put it on your pizza because it makes it more of a. It really brings out a flavor that's much better than not doing it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, pepperoni, bacon, mushrooms, jalapeno, extra cheese, and extra sauce, and fresh garlic. Telling
Sounds
you.
delicious.
Oh, dude, I'm so hungry
Can't
right
wait.
now. So hungry. Oh my god.
God.
Yeah. So Heather in Toronto.
Oh, that was a good question.
That was a good question. 'Cause God, I love pizza. I love, adore pizza. Like pizza or chicken wings, everybody like, oh, Rod, you only eat chicken wings. But I like pizza better than chicken wings.
Rural Roots has some great pizza.
I'll be the judge of who has
Their
great
dill
pizza.
pickle pizza,
Ooh,
outstanding.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe
It's
I'll try
not
it.
too pickly. Like
Pickly.
it's the perfect amount of pickly.
Really? Maybe I'll try it sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you want to hear another question?
Yes, I do.
Hey, you know Christy.
Yes, I know Christy.
Christy B. She even
Yeah.
sat in on one of our recording sessions.
Yes.
She asks, where do you find your stories? I find mine not exclusively, but almost exclusively on Reddit.
Yeah.
And not any, for those of you who don't know Reddit, and I actually had a friend, he's like, well, I don't understand how it works. It's easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to connect with anybody. It's not social media in that kind of sense. It's all kinds of groups called subreddits, and each one is about a specific topic. Anything. You won't even believe some of the things that are on there. And I don't mean that believe in a scary way. There's just so much. And so some of the groups I go to are like News of the Stupid, News of the Weird. One's called Interesting as Fuck. Darwin Awards. and you just create a subscription, a membership, and then as you see groups, you're like, yeah, I like that one. You join it. You don't have to do anything after that.
No.
I just
You
read.
Read.
Yeah. So that's where I get most of mine. Occasionally, otherwise, or because I'm a student of history and was a teacher of history, I'll think back and I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that historical event. That was weird. Let me research that. But then also from some of my podcasts, other podcasts I listen to, true crime and unsolved mystery stuff, that'll point me in directions too.
Right.
So yeah, that's me. Where do you find your stories?
I actually don't go to Reddit too often unless I'm stuck. Then I'll go to Reddit and I'll see if I can find something else.
Right.
But I do use it. I have a few websites that I check out on the regular. I also watch a lot of Weird or What, Unbelievable, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And then there's another one called Unexplained.
Yeah.
So if I have the TV on just for noise, it's probably on one of those channels.
William Shatner is hilarious in Weird or What.
He is, yeah.
He cracks me up so much on that show.
There's another great one called Mysteries from Above.
Oh yeah.
So they're just, scouring through Google Earth, let's say, and they're just looking through, and then they see something weird.
Right.
So they zoom in to try and figure out what it is, and then they do a whole episode on whatever it is that they found.
What service is that on?
Oh.
Or is it YouTube or something?
No, it's on some U.S. channel because I have
okay. Yeah.
the legal TV.
Pardon me.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Sorry. Anywhere else that you go to?
No, those are pretty much my sources.
Primary sources.
Yeah.
Nice. She also asks us, do you use AI for your stories?
No.
Never.
Never.
Never, ever.
Nope.
The only time we ever, well, I don't even know if you do at all, but the only time I ever use AI with regards to the show is for our infographics. If the story or the approach I want to take for the picture, I know no such picture exists.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I did during my solo one, for example, I had told people I was going to explain what the rhinoceros party is in Canada.
Right, yeah.
So I wanted a picture of rhinos partying. Yeah, well, they don't wear a lot of hats and have streamers and
Right.
smoke machines out in Central Africa. So I went to AI to create a picture.
Right. Yeah.
Other than that, we do not use it at all.
Nope.
And if I have any say, and I have at least half, we never will for stories. No chance
No,
in hell.
gosh, no.
And we don't, not even just to
Because then you
make
never
a
know
story.
if it's true or not.
Well, no, not even to clean anything up or put it in different words. We're both intelligent
No.
people. We can manage our own personal editing and so forth. Scott Mitchell from Elmira, very dedicated and faithful
Yes, he
listener.
is, yeah.
And Christy, again, they both asked the same question. Question for Mel.
Oh.
Yep, this is just for you. I cannot answer it.
Okay.
When will Rod get his fun dip?
Well,
No!
let me tell you.
My God!
What I found.
Oh my God!
Not just one pack,
Yeah.
but two.
Oh yeah!
So he's got a stupid fun dip, so maybe
Yeah.
he'll shut up about it now.
Hey, they're both the same flavor though.
Yeah. Oh, God. Then give one back.
Do you know
Don't-
what though?
don't break
I
the
got you
stick.
something.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
What?
I went over to Shoppers today, and because I needed some stuff, to get you a Three Musketeers bar.
Ooh. And you didn't get one?
They don't have them,
Oh,
so I got you this instead.
Aw, Smarties.
Yeah,
Look at
Smarties.
That. It's a candy exchange.
Word.
Thank you.
And those are Smarties as we call them in Canada, not Smarties as you call them in America.
Right.
You know what they are there, right?
Rockets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even comparable.
No. Not
Smarties
even
are
close.
our equivalent, although vastly superior in my opinion, to M&M's plain.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, a lot of people in the States send up here for Smarties.
Yeah.
Like our Smarties.
Yeah.
Because M&M's plain there are still made in a peanut facility. Smarties are not. So if you
interesting.
got kids who have peanut allergies,
Yeah.
Smarties are perfectly fine. Cool, eh?
Who knew?
I did. That's why I told you. Kara.
I know Kara.
She has a tricky question for us.
Okay.
Okay. Where do you see the podcast going in the future? That's not so tricky because I certainly see it like moving out into the solar system along with humanity.
Right.
Like
Yes.
I know they listen to us on the ISS. That's the International Space Station already.
Yeah, all the time.
And I would imagine, Mars, Moon, and then Mars, and who knows after that? Like, we may not be alive by that point.
Right.
Where do we see it going? Well, how do you see it evolving? Well, we have a couple of segments. If you listened to the last episode, like I said, the one that I did solo, I introduced a segment that we're going to call Darwinianisms. Mm-hmm. And we all know what the Darwin Awards, I think, are. And if you're not sure, Google it or listen to the episode because I explain it there.
Right.
Not something we're going to do every week, although we bloody well could.
Right.
And another section that we've decided to do, again, not on the regular, is things we didn't need to know. Mm-hmm. This happened to me because I stumbled across something. I don't even remember how, but I've got it saved, and I'm not telling you anything until I write it up and we do it in a future episode. But it was, dude, it was a little uncool. Not uncool, not really, but
unsettling.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah,
it's too much reality, is what it was.
Yeah.
So, where do I see it going in the future? Hopefully more listeners. That's why at the end of every episode, like, we don't mean to pester, but,
that's how we're going to reach. That's how we grow.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we wanted to grow, and, we're not deluding ourselves. We're not thinking, oh, we can be millionaires. Of course not. But we want more fans. It's, call it ego, call it whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
We want more followers.
We want more.
Yeah.
Give us more.
Yeah. So I think that answers the question there, Kara. Then we have Meredith. I like that name.
Meredith.
From Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kenosha, if you may not know, is on Lake Michigan, just north of Chicago. Now, we had to think about this. This was a tough one, really. Do you have any favorite stories you've done?
Ooh.
I know. We obviously knew about this question. We had to give this one some thought.
Yeah, we had to give it some thought because it's, you got to go back in the think tank.
Thank God she didn't ask us what is your favorite, like singular, because I don't think I could do that. Because I really loved, oh shoot, I don't even remember his name now, but it was a cat who resided at a long-term care facility.
Yes.
And the cat predicted people who were going to die. When they were going to pass away, he would curl up with them and, it was kind of sweet, really. And he did this so accurately, so many times.
Yeah.
And there was lots of science to back it up, rather.
Yep.
But I just loved that story. And the cat was really cool looking. I wish I could remember his name right now, but I can't.
Can't think of it.
No, me neither. Maybe it'll come to me before the end of this episode, in which case I'll just blurt it out like some mindless moron. Did you have an episode that struck your memory?
Well, there was a couple. I really liked Mike the chicken, the headless chicken.
Yeah.
The headless
that
chicken.
one freaked me out because when I first read that, I'm like, how's it even possible? Like, doesn't it eat?
I know.
Yeah, and the
that
picture
one
was
weird.
so weird,
It
dude.
is weird.
But yeah, that was weird. Anyway, that's a good story. I like that.
And then I like the one that you did about in Japan, I think it was, where they had the puppets around the town.
Yeah,
or the dolls.
Because the
puppets,
population's getting so small.
They placed the dolls around the town.
Yeah, like life-size dolls.
Yes.
Yeah. And the pictures were cool, but no, they were. I didn't really find it creepy.
No, I sure did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think about, like, if I was there walking around the town.
At night.
I'd just be like, oh, God.
Yeah,
no, thank you. No.
I also really, really, really liked, and it wasn't all that long ago, the little boy who I think it was like 4, who called 911 because his mom had eaten his ice cream. to come and arrest his
Yes,
mom for
that was a
eating
good
his
one.
ice cream.
Yes, that was a good one.
Damn right. Give me that back.
As he should.
Yeah, come on, Mom.
touch
Get your
my
head
ice
together.
cream.
That's bordering on abuse. So yeah, that's a couple. I also really like the really weird food one. Like,
Oh yeah,
I know you ever since then you've had quite a hankering for the virgin boy
I
eggs.
have. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you tried-
Yeah.
have you made
I've
them
put
yet?
my order in for
Yeah,
it.
because Liam's how old is he now?
Yeah.
No, he's
10.
yeah, so he's too old.
Yeah.
He can't help you on that
Right.
anymore. That's a drag, eh? Yeah, good question, Meredith. That one made us think,
Yes.
which we don't really like doing all that
No,
often.
not too much.
Now, this one, good thing he's in New Zealand, because if he was a lot closer, I might have to give him what for. This is Gary, who lives in Hastings, New Zealand. He says, who do you think brings the better stories to the show?
Oh well, clearly me, but
Clearly,
you know.
Mel is wrong. But I don't even know that can be answered, because
think
from
so
whose
either.
perspective?
Yeah. Yeah.
We do have
And
little
they're different all the time.
and we do have differences in stories we like. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can tell that in the stories we bring.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like that it's a mixed bag.
Yep.
You know, she sees a story that to me it might not grab my attention. But then I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it works really well. I'm absolutely not trying to circumvent your question, Gary, but I don't really think it has an answer.
No, not really.
You know, because let's face it, we're both awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably our modesty more than anything,
Yeah,
really,
well,
though.
Absolutely.
Then I have a question from my friend Sab.
Oh, Sab.
He lives here in Kitchener. Well, he lives on the unhappy side of the border. I live in Waterloo. He lives in Kitchener. He says, could you please, it's not really a question, I guess it's sort of a question, could you please do a story about something absurd from Albania? He's actually from Macedonia, so either one.
Uh-huh.
Right? My thinking is everything about Albania is absurd, so I mean...
Especially that guy Sab.
No, I'm only kidding. Absolutely. I will happily look into that. Did you know, actually, though, their leader, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but something like Enver Hoxha was the leader of Albania up and I think he died like in the 90s. And he was so paranoid about being invaded that they built, they're like bunkers. They're called pillboxes. And what they are is they're concrete blocks, little rooms that are in the ground, and they have slits in them to stick your gun out of, right, to
Right.
fire.
Yeah.
But they pointed in every direction.
Oh.
So it wasn't like he was anticipating invasion from these guys over in the east. From
Just
anywhere.
all direction.
Anywhere. Yeah, he was kind of messed up.
Well, there you go. There's your absurd story.
Sorry, that thing was annoying me. No, I can do better than that. And I will. I will.
Okay.
One more question here. This is from Draco from Belleville,
Draco.
Belleville, Ontario. He asks, he says rather, I really like the stories involving animals, like the cat who predicted people's deaths at a long-term care facility.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, cool, man. And he's like, do you think you could do a story about a dog? Well, I really like dogs. A lot. And I thought about that question. I'm like, yeah, why haven't we? But then I looked through, and we did. For sure one. It was actually right here in the city. Remember the, I think it was a woman who slipped on ice and broke her ankle. And her dog, her corgi, went and got
right.
help,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And but knew who to go to,
Yeah.
and then came back. So I'm like, I could do a story about
What
a
about
dog.
the guy that dressed up as a dog? And he was walked around.
Oh yeah, on his hands and knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
He
in
a
Japan.
dog costume.
Yeah, and he spent like ridiculous thousands of dollars to look like a dog, in this dog
just-
costume.
No.
Wonder if his ears stood up or hung low.
Did they wobble to him, bro?
Yeah, the ears. I said. Yeah. So yeah, Draco, we would love to do an episode about un chien.
Bless you.
Yeah, so those are the questions. Oh, and also I want to give a bit of a shout out too, while I'm on the subject matter here. My friends and listeners of the show, very faithful listeners of the show, Jessica and Becky, they flew to Ireland. They went to Ireland Saturday night.
Cool.
And I've received confirmation from them that they've landed and everything's peachy. And they took with them about 25 of our little cards, and they're going to put them up around the island of Ireland.
Cool.
And Northern Ireland. So yeah, dudes, if you're out in Ireland, have a look.
Yeah, that's
it'll
cool.
be good time. They're there for 2 weeks.
Wow.
I know, eh? It's pretty sweet.
Amazing.
Do you like Guinness?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I've never had a Guinness.
What?
I know. As much as I love beer, and I've never had a Guinness.
Oh, get it together, woman. When you go somewhere and they're like, if they do samples, get a sample of it. They're not even going to believe you, though, that you've never had Guinness before.
Never.
Okay, you got to
Never,
do
never.
that. I hate it.
But please try it.
Well, a lot of people like it, obviously,
Yeah.
right? It's a very popular
Yeah.
stout. But no, it ain't. I'm not
I
about
don't
it.
like stout beer.
Well, you still need to try it. You got to get it off. Just get a sample. Don't order a whole
Okay,
pint.
All
All right. But for the record, though, the Guinness you get over there,
It's different. I hear.
dramatically different.
Yeah.
And don't buy a bottle or can. God, it's rubbish. Yeah, so that brings us, I
That's
think,
it,
to the
eh?
end of our bonus
That's
episode.
our bonus episode.
Thank you to all the people who sent in questions.
Yes.
We really appreciated them.
Yeah. And thanks for listening, guys. Like it's like I said, it's been a year, and
Yep.
some of you have listened to every single episode, and we really appreciate that.
Word.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. We really, and we do very much appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sincerely, we do. So we're not going to ask you at the end of this one to share or anything, because you know about that.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to give you,
Thank you.
yeah, we just wanted to give you a little bonus episode, as our way of saying thank you to sticking around for the year, and hopefully you'll be around in another year when we do this. Yeah. So, anything else you want to say, Mel?
That's all we got.
That's all we got. So take care of yourselves and one another, please.
Bye.
Goodbye.
The Absurd Podcast is written, produced, and recorded by Rod and Mel. Music by Audionautics.com.